All right. What's up with it? Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Hit that like once you come in. Share the video. Hit the notifications and sub to the channel if you're not a member. What's up, Ted? I see you in here early. Bright and early. Bright and early, 7:30. No, I'm just playing. Not quite 7:30, but a little bit after 7, man. Almost into 8. Um, I want to give a shout out to the whole entire Lions Den boxing community and basketball community. In this case, we're talking about boxing, and now I got to debunk some more bullshit. Now, once again, I want to give a shout out to the brother Bruce Gas, Jazz Boxing and more. Definitely go sub to his channel. I had to check a couple of the casuals that try to come in and try to push false narratives and these old lame ass talking points that they probably regurgitated off of seeing different channels or something that they had in the back of their mind. And some of these people really didn't even witness neither one of these two legends. Now, if you don't know, what's up, Brown Sugar? I see you in the building, sweetie. I'm glad she's in here too, because she could let me know if I'm wrong or right. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all that don't know, Brown Sugar is definitely into combat sports. She'll lay your ass out. You know what I'm saying? She like Jada Pinkett off of Low Down Dirty Shame. You know what I'm saying? Knock a nigga out in a heartbeat. But my bad. I was saying that if Mike Tyson made the Hall of Fame, Deontay Wilder can make the Hall of Fame too. And of course, people, got emotional and they were trying to say that I was saying that Deontay Wilder was better than Tyson or more skilled than Tyson, which if you listen to the video, that's why I'm saying stop getting in your feelings and listen to what I have to say. People want to take it and run with it. And I never said that Deontay Wilder was better than Tyson. That's not what I said. Okay? What I simply said is that if you're going to put Tyson in there, you got to put Deontay Wilder in there for the simple fact that when Tyson had met up with, supremely gifted opponents that were in their primes, he didn't win. And that was a knock on him. But I wasn't saying it in terms of skill. Now, you had this other guy that sat up there and tried to say that, make all these excuses for Tyson getting out of jail. And the whole narrative is when Tyson got out of jail, he wasn't the same and he was old and all this other crap, which makes no sense. So let's go back to the history since people don't know. And the reason why I'm bringing up Ali, because he didn't make no excuses when he spent his brief time in jail and then actually took a break. A break is a break in boxing, no matter if you're not fighting or if you're just training, because there is a difference. Sparring and training and stuff like that, there's a complete difference than actual being in a fight. It's a difference between sparring partners like sparring Larry Holmes than to actually get in the Thriller in Manila with Joe Frazier. It's a difference than sparring Larry Holmes and then actually getting in the Rumble in the Jungle in '74 with George Foreman. Okay? It's a big difference. All right, because some of those sparring partners you're gonna knock out within like the first few seconds, and then you get another one if you really truly know boxing. Now this is another thing. Tyson, everybody's like, oh yeah, he was older and all this other stuff. He didn't have nothing left. Tyson was 29 fucking years old when he got out of jail. Okay, when he got out of prison, he was 29 years old. All right, now you are still at your peak. Now everybody's like, oh, he wasn't the same. He wasn't the same. Listen to this. He fought three guys, and he ended up winning convincingly, and got the stoppage. He fought McNeely. He fought Bruce Seldon, and he fought Mathis. Okay, and then there was another guy he fought. I think he fought. If correct me if I'm wrong, I might be missing somebody else, but he fought somebody else, and then that's when he fought Holyfield. He was 29 to 30 years old, and he won. He had knockouts and stoppages right before Holyfield, and then he lost. So don't give me that bullshit talking about, oh yeah, Tyson, he wasn't the same when he got out of jail. He was knocking motherfuckers out, and his record was 42-1. He was 42-1 because he lost that only loss that he did to Buster Douglas. So I don't want to hear none of this, oh yeah, Tyson was old, all this other stuff, making any excuses. He didn't make no goddamn excuses. He just got frustrated. He was frustrated with life. He was frustrated with a whole bunch of stuff. You got to remember he was on drugs too, which he talked about in his live autobiography on stage. Muhammad Ali didn't make no goddamn excuses either. He did what he could do. Muhammad Ali they went in when they were 25. Of course, Tyson, he served a longer prison sentence and everything or whatever. And then when he had got out or whatever, he was 29 years old. Record was still 42-1 and still was on top of his game. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit, because he was in his prime. He was at his peak powers, and he had enough in the tank to beat Holyfield, and he had enough in the tank to beat Lennox Lewis. He was 30 years old. Now, if he was 38 years old, like Larry Holmes, when he fought him at the end of his prime, then I'll give you that. I don't even count that. They always talk about, oh yeah, he defeated a Hall of Famer. Larry Holmes was old. Now, the only reason I'll give you a little bit of Michael Spence is because, Spinks is because he was 30. He was about 32, 33 years old, if I'm not mistaken. He was like 32, 34, something like that. But see, they did the same thing with Spinks when he fought Muhammad Ali, and he was 36 years old. What's up, Sterling? Ain't seen you in a minute. Shout out to my boy Sterling. Shout out to HDI TV. He be over there with them and everything. Go support Sterling Young doing his hip hop thing. Salute to Sterling. So don't give me that bullshit talking about, oh yeah, Tyson wasn't the same or none of that. Man, if you win 4 fights, okay, and these guys weren't no tomato cans. McNeely was one of the top heavyweights, and so was Bruce Seldon. Mathis, I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. But y'all want to sit up there and make excuses. Oh, well, Tyson was old and all this other stuff. No, he ran into a better Holyfield when he was in his prime. What about Buster Douglas? Now, I know people going to bring up the and stuff like that. That could be debated too. But nevertheless, it's still an L on his record. And actually, Buster Douglas has set up the blueprint. Y'all guys think I hate Tyson. No, I don't hate Tyson. Matter of fact, I was a big Tyson fan. I was a bigger Tyson fan than anybody anybody you can imagine. Especially when I was a kid, I didn't have no understanding of boxing back then. I was all about Tyson. I had the games, everything. Tyson we had the shirts. We was up in there rocking our shirts off like Tyson, because it was three dudes on top of their game back then. Everybody wanted to be like, but mainly guys wanted to be like, well, nah, fuck that. They wanted to be like Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Mike Tyson. You wanted to dance like Michael Jackson, you wanted to play ball like Michael Jordan, and you wanted to fight like Michael Tyson, knock a nigga out like Mike Tyson. Fuck all that, yeah. And niggas be lying if they talk about they didn't want to dance like Michael Jackson, trying to moonwalk. Shit, man, you'll moonwalk the thongs off a bitch if she saw that you could moonwalk. Shit, you'll moonwalk the panties off a bitch, for real. If you could dance like Michael Jackson, or you was anything, like that back in the days, man, man, I'm telling you. But anyways, I didn't mean that. But no, that's real talk. And Brown Sugar know what I'm talking about. Everybody wanted to be like. That's why Robin Givens was on him. That's why everybody wanted to be like Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson. So I was a big fan, and I witnessed it. But I started getting upset when I turned. I think I had to be like 11 or 12 or something like that. And Don King was hustling motherfuckers. And I didn't realize it at the time. People were stealing cable and bootlegging cable to get the Tyson fight or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And my uncle always used to throw these big ass fight parties. I mean, he'll have everything. When you on the grill back then, you know what I'm saying? You gonna start the grill like early that morning, so the meat will be ready. Sometimes you'll do the other stuff the night before or whatever. So he'll be up in there, man, barbecuing, making slabs of ribs, chicken, baked beans, all this stuff, and then have chips, go buying drinks and all this other shit, right? And then we waiting for the Tyson fight to come on. The prelims will come on. Everybody anxious, ready to see the fight. Everybody done ate the barbecue and stuff like that, man. You go get a goddamn plate once the Tyson fight come on. Everybody like, oh, and then the goddamn fight is over. And then I'm like, damn, what happened? Man, Tyson done knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole 90 seconds bullshit with Spinks and shit like that. He was doing shit like that. One round and all this other stuff. We like, man, what the hell? And I'm like, why the fight over, man? And my uncle was like, everybody got to go home and everything. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, you ain't you can't stay here, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen. He'd be like, look, I don't mean to be rude, but he's like, I'm heated right now. Y'all got to go. He's like, y'all got to get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them people, some of them people wouldn't even chip in for the fight or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He providing a free fight. But that's what Tyson was doing. And so as I got older, I started realizing, I was like, damn, man, Don King and Tyson, they be hustling motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they had to explain to me that the blueprint was already set for Tyson. Once he get past a certain amount of rounds, he wasn't gonna win. I remember I was having an argument with my cousins, and they were talking about, they would say like Tyson was trash and all this other stuff, and I was up in there trying to do my best to defend Tyson and shit. And he was like, yeah, watch when he fight Holyfield again. Couldn't beat him. I was like, man, he gonna beat Lennox Lewis. He gonna beat Lennox Lewis. He was like, man, do you realize how tall Lennox Lewis is and how skilled he is? And he can't never get past the jab. I was like, whatever. He gonna knock him out. Couldn't beat Lennox Lewis. And that's when I started to realize, and even then, after then, I was trying to defend Tyson. You can't win any Tyson argument now. You know why? And I'm putting y'all on game. because every time he fought somebody in the peak of the power, they lost. He lost. And that ain't no knock against him. So everybody wants to sit up here and get all in their feelings saying that I said Tyson was trash and all this other bullshit. No, I'm simply telling you, when he ran into somebody in their prime, he lost. And it was the same thing, like with Deontay Wilder. When he fought Fury, he just ran into the better man. And in Tyson's case, it was more than one guy. Well, actually, with Deontay Wilder, it was more than one guy. So I'm like, if you're going to put Tyson in the Hall of Fame, then you got to put Deontay Wilder in there. And that's why I made that. But in terms of Ali, he didn't make no excuses when he got out of jail. As a matter of fact, Ali had got knocked out. He got knocked out by what's his name? By Joe Frazier. He didn't make no excuses and he bounced back. Didn't have no chance winning in the Rumble in the Jungle in '74. What did he do? Night rope-a-dope. But a lot of people don't like that. They don't like to hear this, Ted and Brown Sugar. They don't like to hear this, and I really don't care. I'm going to tell you like it is, because all of the casuals, they go by, oh, Mike Tyson was vicious and Mike Tyson was this and Mike Tyson was that or whatever. You can't name any of the guys that he fought. You know, I mean, you'll name Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks, but if you really put it in this context, they weren't. They were a shell of themselves. So I want people to stop trying to come at me with this BS talking about, using that jail talking point. Because you can still listen. If you're 29 years old, nigga, you are still in your goddamn prime. Like, that's like if you getting ready to have sex with a girl and you 29 years old and you can't get your shit up, she gonna look at you like something's wrong with you. And I have to put it that way because, there's no, that's the only thing I can think when we think of peak powers. So you 29 years old or whatever, she gonna be like, damn, nigga, you supposed to have all this energy in the world. Well, that's what they gonna say when it comes to athletics and shit. You know what I'm saying? A 29 years old Michael Jordan jumping out of the gym and shit. You know what I'm saying? A 29-year-old Tyson still got enough energy to lay out motherfuckers because he won four fights and then ended up fighting Holyfield. 3 or 4 fights before he fought Holyfield. I don't want to hear none of this bullshit. A 29-year-old Michael Johnson, a 29-year-old, you know what I'm saying, this person and that person. A 29-year-old, like when we talk about LeBron James' age, he's 39 right now. Imagine if he was 29. Yeah, 29-year-old Roger Clemens. Don't give me, oh, he was old. That ain't old. Hell, Ted wish she was 29 again. Brown Sugar probably, she already 29. I think she wish she was 19. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it with all this narrative, these old false narratives that y'all be pushing, man. And like I said, that's because they go into a frenzy. That's just like the frenzy that they go in with Kaylin Clark and this Kaylin Clark BS. They go into a frenzy and a tirade that they don't really look and take into account the actual sport of and put it into its proper context. They don't do that. They're a fan. Which really fan is short for fanatic. And that's what they're acting like. They're acting like frenzy fanatics. They can't see past, okay, yeah, Tyson, He was a great, great talent. Absolutely great. But when you lay the facts out there like that, man, they get boiling hot. We didn't say that he was trash, because if that was the case, nobody would, everybody wouldn't be scared to get in the ring with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guarantee you, if they said, nah, go ahead, Ted, just go ahead and get in there with Tyson with no experience at all and everything like that. You think Ted gonna get up in there with Tyson? So I'm not gonna sit up there and say that Tyson is trash or none of that stuff. You'll never hear that come out of my mouth. I'm giving it critiques over on his overall career. It's the same smoke that everybody gives LeBron. They'll say, okay, how can you be a GOAT when you only won 4 championships and you have more losses, finals losses on your resume or whatever? You're gonna get critiqued. That's just an example. Yeah, Brown Sugar, you feel good and you look good. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. But I don't never. If y'all know, excuse me. If y'all know me by now, I really don't pay attention to the age stuff. I only use this as a factor because, to me, I don't see really 20. I don't really see no age as old, really. But it's definitely not 29. 29, 30 years old. And that's an excuse that they want to use because they're losing an argument. Warren Moon. I never really was a big fan of Warren Moon like that. Matter of fact, hey, this is gonna surprise you, Ted, when I say this. This is gonna shock the shit out you, man. I actually like Randall Cunningham better than I like Warren Moon. I used to like Randall Cunningham, and I liked Cordell Stewart. Believe it or not, I like Cordell Stewart. I don't think Cordell Stewart gets enough credit for really ushering in what you see. Like he doesn't get enough credit for ushering in like the Mike Vicks, the Vince Youngs, even up until you see right now the Lamar Jacksons, the Mahomes. He doesn't get enough credit. And we got football coming right around the corner, man. I see some of these youngsters getting ready, man. I, I went back home, man, and these guys, man, they were like, man, there ain't no days off. One dude right now, man, getting ready to go to the NFL, man. You think he's taking any breaks and stuff? Got one guy trying to get in the NBA. Well, he gonna go overseas, and then he gonna play. That was a debate back in the day between those three. I like Cordell, Aaron Brooks. Yeah. I never. Well, Brooks. I like Brooks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I had to like Brooks, but nah, Cordell Stewart was that guy. It was short lived. It was a short lived career, but Cordell was that guy, man. And anybody that tried to sit up there and try to debate me on that, man, you capping. If you try to sit up there and say, oh yeah, Cordell wasn't man, Cordell was that guy, man. And see, Vince Young, and this is another thing. This is what I always said to people. Vince Young had a chance. What you see from Mahomes now, that would have been Vince Young, man. If Vince Young had the perfect, as a quarterback, with the exception of how he threw the ball or whatever, because you know they critiqued him on the sidearm and stuff like that. But he could actually throw it regular, but he most of the time he was doing the sidearm. But he was accurate. Vince Young, okay, you're talking about a guy. Now they say he's 6'5", but I've seen Vince Young in person. Vince Young is like 6'6". He's like 6'6", man. 6'6", man. Long. He's long, and the way that he runs, he looked like he's running slow. But this motherfucker could take off, man. I think Vince Young ran a 4.4, if I'm not mistaken, a 4.4 or 4.5 or something like that. Smooth, man. Just a smooth ass game, man. And if you wanted to be a quarterback, that's the prototypical type how you wanted to play quarterback. Like coming out of UT, everybody wanted to be like Vince Young, cause they were like, nah, I said he's gonna be better than Mike Vick, because he was smooth with it. The thing that Vick ran a little bit more than Vince Young. Vince Young, he would run, but he also knew how to throw, and he knew how to throw on the run, and he knew how to throw deep too. Not taking anything away from Vic, because Vic know how to throw too. He was breaking people's fingers, but nah, Vince Young was that guy, man. He was, man. That's how you wanted to play quarterback. Yeah, like a 4.3. There you go. Yeah, he ran like a 4.3. Shit, that's faster than what I said. It was like a 4. Yeah, this guy right here, man. But he looked like when he would run, Brown Sugar and Ted, when he would run, man, it looked so. It looked like he did shit with no effort. Like he had real good feel for the game. You know, and I'm not trying to compare him to Ben Roethlisberger, but if you look at Ben Roethlisberger, like Ben Roethlisberger don't, you know, he don't move fast or whatever. But he was quick and able to get the ball, and he was, you know, he was stronger than what he looked. Even though I don't like that motherfucker, what he did. Yeah, Mike Vick I like Mike Vick, but man, it wasn't nothing like Vince Young, man. And Mike Vick did take over the league or whatever, but when I saw Vince Young, I was like, nah, man. I want this guy to make it, especially him being from Texas too, out of H-Town. Shit. Cause you gotta think about it. During that time, first, of course, it was Vince Young, and then it was KD. They both went to the same. They went to the same school, because KD went to Texas or whatever. And them guys would come back, you know what I'm saying? They would come back for the relays and stuff like that, for like Texas relays, and you know, they would come back, man, to their alma mater and stuff, man. And you know, Vince Young did a lot, man. He did a lot for the community and stuff, man. You know, he struggled with it. He had a struggle with alcohol, but man, Vince Young is a good dude, man. He's a real good dude. RG3, nah. RG3, nah, man. He definitely wasn't no bum, and he representing from, representing for the house too, representing Texas, man. RG3, man, nah, he got a goddamn street named after him. He definitely wasn't no bum. It's just that when he went, man, he. I wish he would have stopped trying to. He started listening to other people, man. You know what I'm saying? RG3 was that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? RG3 was that guy, but he started listening to other people, man. You know, you get these people in there that play your game. That's the thing with Lamar Jackson. No, play your game. Stop listening to everybody else and trying to get there and change your game. You know, that's the same thing with Giannis. Play your game. Play your game. But nah, RG3 definitely not no bum, man. Not at all. And he had an arm. He had a cannon. RG3 had a cannon. He had lightning speed, of course. You know what I'm saying. He ran track. All of them guys were athletes outside, and RG3 played basketball too. You know what I'm saying? RG3, you don't care for him, period. Yeah, I know. I know the way he probably, in terms of him going about life, I question him a lot. Man. But of course we know his family. Nah, his people are real good people, man. But nah, man, that guy, man, he stayed. You want to talk about a workaholic? That dude was a workaholic. All that partying and stuff like that didn't do that comeback. Yeah, exactly. Man, that game right there, bro. I remember that game like it was yesterday. Oh my God, man! I was at a matter of fact, I was at like it was like a frat party, man. I remember that, and you had all these guys in our game because there were guys that came in there with the burnt orange, like man, them white dudes, man. They be taking football serious. So I went to their crib. I went to their crib or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was a little white frat or whatever, but I wasn't. They were like, "Hey, man, come on through. You cool and stuff like that or whatever." But they had a whole bunch. They had niggas there too. You know what I'm saying? Because they were cool with the basketball team and stuff, and so we all went in there, man, and everybody was in there, doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? And it was packed, and everybody was like figuring, USC had the game and stuff like that. So everybody was just so delighted. But all of a sudden, man, he started leading the charge, coming back and everything, man, and they were just yelling, going crazy. You had dudes in there doing the keg stand and all this stuff, man. It was wild, man. It was wild. When they won, it was crazy, man. Everybody got to realize about that time. Early 2000s, Vince Young, shit, they was ready for Vince to come in the league and take over the NFL. Man, RG3, RG3, he ain't nothing fruity about him. Ain't no roll. He just like white girls. RG3 love the pussy. I know that for a fact. We know his family personally, and we know him. RG3 love ass, ass and titties, but he don't. He ain't into the sisters. Ass and titties. That's what he like. Be going to them. Probably be going to them white, them white strip clubs, them white gentlemen clubs. They were like, "What's your name, partner, Ted? All right, come on in, man. We got a space for you. Our VIP section is going to be about gonna start you off at 2,000 minimum. 2,000 minimum? Yes, sir. And here we'll also include the drinks for you. Yep, he loved ass and titties, and not nah, he into women, man. He into women, but he like he crossed over. You know what I'm saying? Swirling or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? He liked what he liked. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. Everybody wanted to be like Vince Young. He was that guy, man. Then of course he was talking about, he went through a lot, man. Went through some trials and tribulation. Jeff Fisher was being an asshole, of course. Didn't really, give him the opportunity that he felt necessary. Now, Brown Sugar, if you came up in there and let's say you was wearing like some real tight leggings or something like that, and with a tube top and stuff like that, he wouldn't holler at you. But if he seen a Karen or something like that, then yeah, he'll get at her. I'll put it to you like that. No, it's okay, sweetie. You know what I'm saying? No, I know you. I know you just playing, man. Like now, if I'm trying to think of somebody else, I can't. Not nobody off the top of my head, but there are some NFL players, that get into that. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually becoming more common. That's what they do. But RG3, man, I hate how his career ended, man, and I hate how they did him in the broadcasting too. And that goes to show you, man, you can't trust these people. These people do not care nothing about you. They automatically nothing against Jason Kelsey or his Kelsey's brother or nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, you automatically just going. RG3 worked his way up. Now he was controversial. He was a bit of a shot jockey, and he said some things on air like, "Man, what the hell?" You know what I'm saying? You scratching your head. You like, what the hell? But other than that, I think he did a phenomenal job. But went in there, man, and he got replaced. Nah, you're right, Brown Sugar. He put cause me, I can deal with an attitude. I could deal with a strong, um, strong women are in my family. You know what I'm saying? I had to deal with my mom. You know what I'm saying? And my aunties, and of course my grandmother, God rest her soul or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of guys that can't really deal with that, and they just pretty much want a doormat female. But hey, I gotta roll out, y'all. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Till then, straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'll get at you later.